Okay, we're ready to rumble. Start with the organizational meeting. Perhaps if we would start though with individuals introducing themselves, and perhaps we'll start with Cindy, if you wish to go ahead.
I'm Councillor Cindy Holiday from town of Diamond Valley. This is my third term, and I've been on the SRRUC board, I think, the last 4 years. So.
Ted, if you wish to go ahead.
Yeah, Councillor Ted Bain in Diamond Valley, twice elected in Black Diamond, and I was on the SRRUC board at that time. Then I sat out the inaugural election for Diamond Valley, and something snapped in my mind, and I ran again and got elected. So here I am again.
Laura?
Good morning. My name's Laura Kendall, Councillor for Division 3 in Foothills County. So my south boundary borders the Sheep River. So longtime born and raised resident of that area. So looking forward to understanding all about the regional water issues. Thank you.
Brenda. Sorry, we cannot hear you.
Hi, Brenda. Can you hear us? Your mic is unmuted. Okay, we'll move on.
And at this time, I'll quickly have Foothill staff introduce themselves. Well, starting with you, Garrity.
Hi, I am Garrity Stanley, Legislative Services Assistant for Foothills County. I coordinated the meeting for today, and prior to that was Krista Conrad, who's no longer with us. But with that being said, I would like to introduce Stacy Florendo, and she'll come over and introduce herself. She'll be taking over the coordination of the agendas, minutes, and SRRUC meetings moving forward.
Hello, my name is Stacy Florendo. I'm one of the Legislative Services Assistants for Foothills County.
Good morning. I'm Doug Hawsey. I'm Manager of Utilities for Foothills County.
Hello, I'm Corey Lyons. I'm Utility Supervisor for Foothills County.
Good morning, I'm Reginald Hammond. I'm the Treasurer for the corporation and Director of Corporate Services for the county.
Okay, I think that's everyone at this time. She's having technical difficulties. So this is the organizational meeting for the Sheep River Regional Utility Corp, and the first order of business is to adopt the agenda for the organizational meeting. So I'll look for a motion unless there's any additions to the agenda.
So moved.
Okay. Well, we'll take Laura's motion. Sorry, Director Kendall's motion. I'm sorry. Are there anyone opposed to adopting the agenda? Seeing none, that motion passes. We have, at this point in time, 4 members. We have one of the directors from Diamond Valley was unable to attend. So I would ask for nominations for the position of chair for the Sheep River Regional Utility Corporations. Councillor or Director Holiday.
Yeah, I'd like to appoint Ted Bain as chair of SRRUC.
Mr. Bain, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I accept the nomination. Thank you.
Are there any additional nominations for position of chair? And for the third and final time, are there any additional nominations? Seeing none, Director Bain, you are now the chair until the next organizational meeting, and I'll turn the meeting over to you with the next item that's on the agenda.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the first time I've chaired remotely, so CEO River Cameron, please correct me if I am making any errors. I misplaced the agenda. Can someone put it up on the screen, perhaps?
It'll just take a second. The next item on the agenda is nominations for vice chair.
Okay. Can I have any nominations for vice chair? Go ahead, Cindy.
Oh yeah, I was happy to nominate Councillor Kendall, I guess Director Kendall.
Councillor Kendall, do you accept the nomination?
If you insist, as long as you're never away, Ted. You might not want me to chair the meeting, but thank you.
Yeah, I will be physically here most of the time. Thank you. Yes. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? And again, any other nominations for vice chair? And for the third time, any further nominations for vice chair? Seeing none, is there anyone opposed? And seeing no opposition, then congratulations, Councillor or Director Kendall, you are now the vice chair. The next item is bank and signing officers. I have signing authority for both West End and the town of Diamond Valley. I'm willing to accept that this position if it's okay having someone away from Foothills. CEO Cameron, Riva Cameron, any comment?
Yes, I was going to suggest if yourself and also Director Kendall would have signing authority in addition to myself or our Director of Corporate Services, Ridge Hammond. That way, it's convenient, really, is the matter for payments. That's the only suggestion I would have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which bank do we use?
We use the Royal Bank.
Okay, I can go in and get signing authority there. I'll drop into the Foothills office and get the necessary paperwork sometime early next week if that's acceptable.
You don't have to worry about that, Mr. Chair. We'll organize that and get your signature. You can leave that with us, and we'll get that done.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Director Kendall, you feel comfortable being one of the signing authorities?
Yes, I can do that. Thank you.
Okay, great. Do we have to have a motion for this?
Yes, we require a
Okay.
motion.
I move, okay, go
Yeah.
ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many we need. So I'm fine with Director Bain and Kendall, and then Hammond and yourself, Harry.
Yes, just the four.
That's the four. That's sufficient. Okay, that will be my motion.
So moved. Any objections? Then that motion is carried. Oh. Is there something going on there, CEO?
We just wondered who made the motion.
It was
Oh, Director Holiday.
Director Holiday.
Yeah. The next item on the agenda is setting the regular meeting time and date. What happened in the past as far as regular meetings go? Anyone?
Generally, the meetings were on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And I'm trying to remember, but I believe it would have been the third Tuesday of the month, if my memory serves me correct.
I
But
thought it was
it's,
Thursdays.
Thursday?
Oh, we might have switched it to Tuesday, like the last one, but I'm fine with either.
That's whatever works for the members. We're missing one member, and I don't know their schedule. So
Yeah, I talked to Colin last night, and he's just waiting for us to decide when and if we need to make a reappointment of somebody else, because it's a daytime meeting. He wasn't at our org meeting at Diamond Valley, and so we had given him this committee, and it may or may not work for him. So I know Thursdays often conflicts with cemetery sometimes, which I'm on, and I think Laura's on as well.
I am.
So
In that case, how does Tuesdays sound? And that will be every month, third Tuesday?
Every second.
Yeah.
generally,
Yes.
it's every second month. But if we have items that are coming up, we can reschedule a meeting in between. We will have to set a meeting for the annual general meeting, which will have to be in Diamond Valley in the evening. But that will come up in January, February, because last annual general meeting was, I believe, January, Garrity?
It was, the last one was held in January. So we also would be looking for a date to be able to hold the annual general meeting for 2026, noting that the meeting needs to be advertised in the newspaper prior to the meeting. So we need to have lots of notice as to when the date will be.
Okay. The third and the general meeting can be at the same time as our regular meeting.
Same day, generally, we try to do that. So, the
Okay.
general meeting usually comes after the annual. Sorry, the regular meeting comes after the annual general meeting. Yeah, sorry.
But they can be on the same day.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah. So the third Tuesday would be the 20th. That looks fine to me. So if we can schedule our regular meetings every 2 months on the third Tuesday of the month. I prefer mornings, but I don't know about everybody else. And then we could do the annual meeting on that 20th, but that time do a night meeting instead.
Yeah.
Okay, that works for me. Director Kendall, any comment?
I have a lot of meetings, but which I'm just kind of getting used to, but FCSS is on the second Tuesday of January, so I'm okay for January. So sorry, just juggling a lot of things right now, but the January one looks fine.
Okay, and Garrity, does that give you enough time for advertising?
When looking at the calendar, I think that I'm not sure if we have to do one edition or two, but we should be able to put something together to have it in the paper for the 6th and the 13th editions, which then would mean we would meet the requirements for the January 20th AGM meeting.
Okay, let's schedule everything for January the 20th then, and it has to be in the evening for the annual general?
Yes, just
Okay.
we'll have to book a space, or hopefully we can use Diamond Valley's council chambers.
Okay.
And so we just,
Sorry, I won't be here on the 20th. I'm at ASB in Edmonton. My apologies.
Okay, is there an alternate?
there aren't alternates
No?
for SRRUC
Okay.
because of it being a corporation, but
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Oh, what's an alternate? Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
How about the 27th for January only, doing the 4th Tuesday, and then go back to the 3rd Tuesdays?
If I may, Mr.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chair. When looking at our council's schedule for January 27th, just noting that there is a 1 p.m. Okotoks Foothills County IMC meeting on that day. So then the meeting would need to be, well, it's going to be in the evening, correct?
yeah, the meetings.
So then that
Yes.
should be okay.
Okay,
We need a motion for the annual general meeting and the regular meeting for January 27th. And then we need to pick the time that we would start the meeting. We have started as early as 5:30, but I don't know. And then we'll have to check that, you know, the room is a room is available. So.
okay, let's plan for 6 o'clock if that works for everyone.
Mhm.
In that case, can I have a motion? Go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, I'll move that we hold the SRRUC annual general meeting on January 27th starting at 6 o'clock p.m. And direct staff to work with Diamond Valley administration to book the Diamond Valley Council chambers.
With the regular meeting to follow as well within.
Yeah, with the regular meeting to follow.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Any further comment? No? In that case, any objections? And the motion carries. Seeing no further items on the agenda, unless anyone has any further comment, go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, we need to set the regular meetings for the year for 2026.
So
Thank
you.
That's the 3rd Tuesday at 10 a.m. At Foothills County office.
Okay, any further comment? Anyone else have any comment?
And that would start in March then?
Yeah, every 2 months, starting
Every
in
2
March.
months,
Yeah.
beginning in March.
Yeah. So is there one in July though? Because I know the county normally takes summers off. So we'd be March, May, then that would be June, July. Or
I
should
guess we would, sorry, we would look at what's on the agenda and what's happening and And we may have to adjust the July date, or move it into June, or cancel it altogether if it's not necessary, depending on, I guess, how operations are going.
Okay.
We have a motion on the table. Any further comment? In that case, I'll call the vote. Are there any objections? And the motion carries. Are there any further comments before I adjourn this meeting? And seeing no further comments, I will adjourn this meeting at 10:22. Thank you very much. I'd like to take about a 30-second recess here before we start again. I have to change the battery in one of my hearing aids.
One.
Okay, I would like to call to order this meeting of the Sheep River Regional Utility Corporation Board of Directors meeting on December 18th, 2025, and I will call it to order at 10:24. Are there any additions to the agenda? Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I would give you that motion.
Okay, thank you very much, Director Kendall. Any comments? Calling the vote. Any objections? Seeing none, the agenda is adopted. The next item is the acceptance of minutes from the previous meeting. Are there any comments on? Go ahead, Director Holliday.
No comments, but since I was the only one there, I'll give the motion to accept.
Thank you. Are there any objections? Seeing none, then we will adopt the SRRUC meeting minutes from September 16th, 2025. Accounts payable. Accounts for approval, October 20th, 2025. Do we have to do these separately, or can we do them all at once?
If I may, Mr. Chair, separate resolutions for all, please.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the accounts for October 20th, 25? Okay, so moved by Director Holliday. Any comment? Okay, seeing no objections, then that motion is carried. Accounts for approval November 24th, 2025. I will move that we accept these accounts for approval or approve the accounts. Any comments or objections? Seeing none, that motion carries. Item 5.3, accounts for approval December 2025. Any comments by anyone? If not, I will accept a motion to approve.
I would give you that motion to approve.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion carries. Item 6, operations update. And who gives the operations update? Is it Doug?
Corey will provide
Corey?
that.
Okay. Go ahead, Corey.
Right, so there's not really much going on. There is a couple things. Just currently, we have been maintaining our raw water storage in our ponds relatively well. We're currently sitting at 93%.
Okay.
With that being said, we have had an issue with our raw water storage aeration blower, which has failed us. We are working to source a new unit, as I was last presented with a quote from the company that had initially installed it. That blower would be approximately $13,000 for replacement. So I am working with another company at the moment to give me possible options or better units to put in place. I haven't received anything back from them as of yet. They are working on it though. So hopefully we'll be able to move forward with that in the near future here. Without aerating the ponds, we do run the risk of freezing up, which in turn can reduce our amount of water that is available. I don't see it at the moment being a big concern, but we are in the works of getting this corrected. Another note here, we had our meter go down in Vault Well 5, or also known as the infiltration gallery. This was due to water that had gotten into the head of the unit, which rendered it inoperable. We have been still running the pumps through a little bit of changes with MP, allowing us to control the pumps at the current time. Once we get the meter installed, which should be completed on Monday, this coming Monday, then we should be back to normal operation. Other than that, things have been running well, just minor, fixes here and there, as you may see in through the accounts there, but nope, we're doing fairly well.
Great, thank you. Any questions from any of the directors or anyone else for that matter?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Thank you for that. Would it be possible for me as the new member to come for a tour to kind of get the Coles Note versions of how it all works so I understand what you're talking about sometime in January?
I'm sure we could do that. Yeah, that would be a good thing to kind of, bring you in and see what things are all about.
Yeah,
Perfect. Really love.
Go ahead.
Ted.
Yeah, I've taken the tour once before, but it was a couple of years ago. So just a quick reminder, and I see someone else chimed in that they would like a tour sometime in January as well. Go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it'd be possible to arrange to do a tour for anyone on SRRUC, or even open up to other councillors if anyone's interested on our respective councils, maybe before the AGM meeting, if there's time for, I'm assuming it'll only take an hour.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Do we need a motion directing administration to set something up?
That would be too much trouble. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm not sure we could arrange. I'm sure we could arrange that.
Okay.
No, I don't believe a motion's required. We will try to find a date, I guess, is, that'll work. So that may be the hardest part of this is finding a date that works for everybody.
Yeah.
It should be in the daytime, of course. So
yeah.
But I'm
Well-
sure Corey and Doug can find a way to give you a tour.
I'm sure that they've had a lot of experience herding cats, so we'll see what happens. Do we need a motion accepting the operations update as presented?
Yes,
No?
that would.
Yes?
That would be good.
Okay, I'll make that motion. Any objections? Seeing none, that motion carries. Monthly water usage reports. Okay, who does that?
Corey will
Okay,
provide that.
okay, go ahead.
We have here, I believe that is September. So as you look at this here, what we're doing is just give you a little background on it. We're indicating kind of the total consumptions by each side of the town of Diamond Valley. So you have West Diamond Valley, East Diamond Valley. That number there is totaled into the next column. You'll see that we do supply water to Millerville Crossing within Foothills County. So the next area there, so what we do is we're taking the total amount of treated water and then the raw storage water used to that come into the plant for treatment. The next column is the process loss. So that loss is due to, backwash processes and general water loss from analyzers within the plant. And then we are indicating further more to the right, town well 5A, culvert well 8 are so essentially our wells, the volumes that are going through being supplied by them. Vault well 5, there is the biggest contributor for water to our water storage. Next to the Stilling Basin, which also supplies a good quantity of water. And then it's indicating the total volume of water that we bring into the raw water storage. And then we are indicating in the last column what our daily percentage is in for the day of total storage. Is there any questions in regards to any information being supplied for these indicated months?
I do have a question. I don't know why this popped out to me, but September 1st, Millerville Crossing indicates 85 as opposed to it's quite high compared to some of the other numbers other than the
September
30th,
30th.
which is 65. But is that the amount they use or that you treat at the time?
So those numbers there being indicated is what is coming into that facility. And at times we do have to maintain a chlorine residual within that line. So if the chlorine residual is diminishing, we do at times need to flush that line, which can take a bit more in order to get things up. So sometimes there is a little bit of a greater volume that we do flush through because we don't want to be going out there more often in order to do it. Sometimes we do make sure that we give that full line a good flush due to any, possible sediment that may occur within the line. So you will see that time or two that some bigger volumes or at times some more consistent lower volumes.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Any other questions, comments? And can we have a motion to accept the monthly water usage reports as presented? Go ahead, Director Holliday.
Yeah, I'm assuming we have to do these separately, so I'll give you the motion for
Oh.
September 2025,
Okay.
or maybe not. Am I wrong? Do we
Yeah.
have to accept these?
No, I
Can we
believe
do them all?
because you're just accepting them for information that you could do all three at once.
Okay, then I
I'd like
will
to-
motion that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so September, October, November 2025 monthly water usage reports accepted as information. Thanks.
Any further comment by anyone? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. Any objections? Seeing none, then the motion carries. Item 6.3, Statement of Operating Revenues and Expenses for the third quarter. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone, once again. So as the chair stated, this is a statement. This is an unaudited statements for the third quarter of this year. And for those who might not know, the revenue component of for this for SRRUC is made up of two components. We have the fixed rate requisitions and the variable water requisitions. The fixed rate requisition includes administration fees, insurance, audit expenses, and the capital reserve transfer. And the capital transfer, reserve transfer is always 50% of the budgeted amortization for the year. Fixed costs are billed to the two different municipalities, 90% for Diamond Valley and 10% for Foothills County. And the variable cost or the variable water requisition represents the total operating cost minus the amortization and interest income. The variable costs are billed to the two different municipalities based on actual usage from the prior year. And so with that, we are on track with those two revenues. Interest income is higher by the end of September than expected, just because we've seen good rates. So we're looking at possibly seeing higher than budgeted amounts there. And the other income is mainly capital purchases that are billed back to the two different municipalities, 90% to Diamond Valley, 10% to Foothills County. On the expense side, everything seems to be on track. Amortization is, we haven't expensed anything there. That's an entry that is done at the end of the year. That's why you don't see anything there. Other than that, we have total expenses of about 483 and a net revenue of 225,000 with a 39,000 capital purchase, and that capital purchase includes a camera system upgrade and spool water meter and flow meter. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions if there are any, Mr. Chair.
Hey, anyone have any questions? No, I have one, the fuel expense. Has fuel gone up that much?
Yeah, we're seeing higher fuel usage now, and you will see in the 2026 budget, the proposed budget that I have here, that we've increased that budget line just because we're seeing higher fuel usage there.
Okay, so it's not just the expense that the cost of the fuel, it's that we've been using a lot more.
Yes, we've been using a lot more, and we might have under budgeted for fuel expenses as well.
Okay, and as you mentioned, that was corrected in the, or at least adjusted in next year's budget.
2026 proposed budget, yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other questions from anyone? Go ahead, Director Holliday.
Yeah, just to be clear, fuel, is that like gas getting to and from the plant, or fuel that's used within the plant? Just to clarify. I'm assuming this is like truck gas.
Through the chair, I think this is mainly fuel used in the trucks, in the fleet vehicles there. And I'm looking at the to Doug if there are other fuel usage, but as far as I know, this is fuel used in the fleet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 100%.
Yeah.
So fuel in the fleet.
Okay. Thank you.
So, sorry, you don't run any diesel generators, or there's nothing in the water plant itself that requires fuel, it's all electricity?
So the generator we have at SRRUC is a diesel, right? A diesel generator. That's not run very often. It really wouldn't include that fuel cost, no.
Thank you.
That's the only additional fuel that's used out there.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because it was my thought that people come to work and they come to work at the plant for the day and then they go home. Like, why is there so much fuel being spent? Because we're like a one site, like you just come to work, I thought. Or is there more driving around or something? Or because we're a standalone facility, we're not connected to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So if I may, the operators, you have an operator that's on call, and they're supplied a vehicle to come from wherever they live, really is what it comes down to. And that's where the fuel costs are related to them coming to the plant from, we'll say, home, or from their home location.
Go ahead, Cindy.
So is that every day that they come, or just on when there's an emergency call? Because that's as much as I spend. We're running 3 cars and multiple teenagers and driving to and from work, and we don't spend that much in a year as a household. So if it's just the occasional on call.
No, the operator on call actually takes the vehicle home every day, 7 days for 7 days straight. So he'll take that vehicle home, he'll be on call, and he'll react to any call outs. But because he's on call, that's the reason why he has that vehicle at home.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments?
Yes, I did have a question. How
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How often do you go out to the Millerville landing facility?
Every day.
And so that would be part of that expense as well.
I would imagine. I'm not sure how the calculation is done, but that would be more for Reg or Harry, I think.
Through the chair to Councillor Kendall, yes, every day that they run the fleet, yes, that's incurring fuel cost. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept the 2025 Statement of Operating Revenues Expenses third quarter?
I did just have one more question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry, that's okay.
What is through the chair to Director Hammond? So what is the balance of SRRUC at the moment as a corp? Like, is it the 199? Sorry, I just need a little help with that.
Yep.
Like, what is the bank account now? What are we sitting at?
Oh, the bank account.
Or bank account, or like the financial, what are the financials? How are we looking? Red, black, bad?
Through the chair to Councillor Kendall, I think we're looking green, but I can get you that. I don't have the exact numbers on me right now, but we have there's a good reserve there. I think it's in the 800,000. I can double check that right away. As of last December 2024, we have about 891,000 in reserve. So in the capital reserve. So I'll say we are sitting at a good position, in a good position. And we have about 1.4 million in the bank right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And how much of that 1.4 million is just sitting in an account as opposed to in term deposits?
Mr. Chair, I can get the details to you before the meeting ends.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry for that. Thank you. Are there any further questions or comments? If not, I will give the motion to accept the 2025 Statement of Operating Revenues Expenses third quarter be accepted as presented. Are there any further comments, questions? If not, I'll call the question. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion carries. Item 6.4, the 2026 budget. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
If I may interject, Mr. Chair, 6.4 is the SRRUC volume and consumption for 2025. If we could just back you up one spot.
Oh, okay. I have it as the budget on my agenda, but okay, sorry. So what are we doing here?
Now, at a previous meeting, I'm not sure which member, but it was asked for a breakdown of the usage of the water that SRRUC produces. And so we were asked to check with Diamond Valley as to, what on the consumption side, how much water was consumed and what was lost to line loss, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe Mr. Lyons contacted the operators, Diamond Valley, Manager Haas. He contacted and obtained these numbers that we were comparing the amount of water that SRRUC supplies to Diamond Valley and the difference in that between how much is lost in the system. So that's what this report is. It outlines the line loss, as I call it, and perhaps Manager Hossie can go over that with you.
Go ahead.
I'd be happy to. So I'm not sure if everybody's had a chance to kind of look at the figures there anyway. The town of Diamond Valley does water meter readings every 2 months. So that represents the consumption portion. And then as for the SRRUC on the top lines, it does show the amount of water that actually goes out of the water treatment plant to Diamond Valley East and Diamond Valley West, formerly known as Black Diamond and Turner Valley, of course, anyway. So in this, it represents about 46% loss within the distribution system. This would account for some water that's like gone through fire hydrant. It mentions in there the swimming pool fill, so that probably wouldn't be metered. But everything else, I'm assuming, is metered. I guess that would be a question for Diamond Valley staff. Do they have meters in every home, or is there some estimates, I guess? But I'm more open for questions, I guess, on this report.
Go ahead, Director Holiday.
Yeah, I think this was me that asked for it, and this is actually really great to see.
That was,
And so I just want to make sure I understand it. So this is the volume that you guys send out after all the processing, because you lose some backwashing and all that filtration in the facility. So this is your
100%,
finished product.
100%.
Okay.
That's the actual
finished-
volume that's, we lose
Strip
about
one
10 to
line.
15% in process, but these
Yeah.
numbers represent the number that actually goes out of our distribution meters to Diamond Valley.
Yeah, and I think industry average I've heard is like you would expect 15%, but 46% is crazy. And you know, obviously old infrastructure is one thing that we worry about, but we just approved our capital budget last night because to do a water meter replacement project. And we have some potential properties that we've flagged that might make a difference on some of this. Yeah, it's very eye-opening. So I'm really glad to see it, and I'm going to forward this on to the rest of our counselors so they understand why it's so important to look into this.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Any other questions or comments?
I just one more. So once we get the figures for December, then we'll update this report, just to gives us a full year anyway. And definitely there's some potential for a lot of development stuff if we could get this water back. So it's just some definite thoughts, I'm sure, that are in the council, but thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Just a couple of comments, having a bit of discussion, you know, the 40% range. There are other municipalities that have the same issues, such as Nanton and High River. And you know, we're probably on our other systems, the Alderside system, we're in the 20% range. Once you take Cargill out of the equation, but you know, so you kind of hope for that 15 to 20%. Your meters can account for maybe up to 5%, just because temperature affects the meters. So as accurate as you want the meters, you still are not getting 100% from them either. So there's all those factors in there. But you'll also see when we go to the budget how this plays into the budget as well. And it does have an effect on the budget in an odd way. So we'll go over that though once we're into the budget discussion.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that aging infrastructure is a problem all over the place. It's coming down to the crunch. Any other questions or comments?
I did just have a question for Director Holliday. Just if you could just follow up a little bit on, you said that you had noticed in your mapping or something, some like specific houses that might be just their infrastructure might be problematic, or could you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, so our people in our utilities, you know, the billing are noticing, you know, if a house, or mostly it's businesses where they're noticing that they should be a high water user based on the type of business they're running, but that their water meter readings are not measuring that, or sometimes they're flat, or sometimes they're not picking up at all. We had done a meter replacement project on the Turner Valley side when I first got on council that we did over a number of years, replacing everything in town, but the Black Diamond side hasn't had that for a long time. So we have some really old meters that might not be registering anything at all, right? So the water is being used, but we're just not billing the right people for it. So
Thank you.
Any further questions? In that case, if we can have a motion to accept the 2025 Statement of Operating Revenues and Expenses for the third quarter as presented. I'll make that motion then. Cindy, you're muted.
weren't we on the volume and consumption sheet? I thought we did the revenue and expenses.
Sorry, you're right. You're right.
So,
Okay, can I have the correct motion, please?
yeah. All right. So to accept the volume and consumption comparison. And I do, and I don't know if I can add to this motion that we do this at the end of each year. I think this is a useful check-in between SRRUC and the town to know that at every, maybe at our January AGMs to have this on moving forward as a standing item each year. I think it's a valuable check-in.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to mention that, the town's billing cycle is every 2 months. And so we would produce this report, dependent on getting the information from the town every 2 months. We just keep adding on to the report you see, if that's what the board wishes.
Oh, to show it at every meeting?
Yeah,
Are
we'll
you
try to
saying?
show it at every meeting, just
Okay.
as we do the reservoir.
Well, that's even better. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, just one comment. So maybe it'd be a request from you, Cindy, to the town, just to ensure that they provide their numbers. That would be really good. We do share ours all the time, but
Yeah.
it did take a little bit of time to get this data. So obviously they read the meters at the end of December, so we may not get them until, end of the next month or maybe even a month after that. So it'd be nice to get that data as soon as we can.
Yeah. And I think as we fix leaks and replace meters, it would be nice to see the change in these numbers. So yeah, I'll send out an email with a copy of this, and then say and ask for that information to continue being supplied.
Great. Thank you very much, Cindy. So do we have a motion? No, we don't have a motion yet, do we?
Yeah, motion to accept this for information.
Okay. Any further comment? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Oh, did we miss something there, Harry?
No, it was to do with my picture that I was getting further away from, so you wouldn't be able to see me anymore, which would be okay.
Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on that. I was about to say thank you, but okay, moving on to the next item, the 2026 budget. Carry on.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chair. So like I had mentioned earlier on, I did talk about the fixed cost and the variable cost, which forms part of the fixed revenue and the variable revenue. But in the submission that was provided to you, the draft 2026, you see the 2025 water volumes. Foothills County is using about 4,641 cubic meter. And Diamond Valley obviously is the biggest, 695,802. So with that, I'm just so those are some charts just to show the usage there. I'm just going to go over the budget itself. Other revenue, as just give me a second here. Other revenue has increased a bit. This other revenue directly offsets 2026 capital request, and I'll get to the capital request in a bit. But this 2020 this represents a 2026 capital request, and this will be invoiced to the two municipalities, 90% to Diamond Valley, 10% to Foothills County. And the invoice is normally issued at the end of the year. So at the end of the year, the respective municipalities will get an invoice from SRRUC. And we have increased interest income. We're forecasting to get a little more than the 26,000 that was budgeted last year. A few minutes ago, we talked about how we are getting some money, a little more than what we had budgeted for this year. By the end of September, we were looking at 31,000, and so we're budgeting to we're forecasting about 38,000 for 2026. Moving along to the expenses, wages and benefits have increased by 15,000 to account for wage adjustments and overtime. Amortization has increased by about 6,000, and this is based on actual values from the prior year. So we always use amortization expense from the prior year's audited financial statements. Groundwater monitoring and testing, we've reduced that by 5,000 to reflect historical actuals. Utilities have been reduced by 12,000, again, to reflect historical actuals. Small tools and supplies, we've reduced by 15,000 to also reflect historical actuals. The water treatment plant maintenance and repairs, we've increased that by 20,000 to provide enough funds for switch replacements. I know the operators are looking to replace switches, so we've increased that by 20,000. And the fuel expenses, we've increased that by 14,000 to reflect actuals, like we discussed a few minutes ago. Legal expense, we've increased that to 10,000 just to be in alignment with historical actuals. And finally, audit fees have been increased by 500 to reflect the contract that we have with Avail LLP auditors. And in terms of capital purchase, they're looking at purchasing 2 air compressors, and yeah, and with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions, Mr. Chair.
Oh, sorry about that. Now I'm live. Yeah, conferences, memberships, and training is down quite a bit. Sometimes I find that the lack of training is or lack of conferences is counterproductive. They can be quite valuable. Can you explain why or what is happening there?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. This is just to reflect the actuals over the past few years. But in terms of the actual conferences, perhaps the manager can shed some light on some of the conferences that they do partake in.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe the conferences is shared with the county and for other utilities as well, or other facilities. So I don't think all costs would go to SRRUC. Is that true, Harry? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a portion. So we do provide training for the operators nonstop. Our operators are always updating. They have to maintain their certifications every 3 years. So they do a lot of training and things like that, but not all costs would go to SRRUC.
Okay, thank you. That was any other questions? No, go ahead, CEO.
Yes, not such a question, but with respect to the budget, when we look at the per cubic meter rate that is projected in this budget, and of course it's based on the total volume of cubic meters that SRRUC sends out, and this is where the line loss, if you'll notice, if we could get that on the screen there, the line loss plays a role in this because the volume of water is up that is being sent to, in this case, Diamond Valley. And that the total costs don't really change an awful lot. So the rate drops. And so you can see that the rate is dropping. But in this case, in Diamond Valley, you don't have customers for that line loss, so you don't have revenue for it. Now, once you fix line loss, of course, then you reduce the total volume that comes out of from SRRUC to Diamond Valley, and the rate goes up. The rate per cubic meter will go up because budgeting wise is your cost operate the plant doesn't change an awful lot within certain ranges of volume. So just something to note, you know, if people take a look and say, oh, 24 was 110, 25 is 120, and now in 26 we're 105. So that all comes, you know, with respect to the total amount of water that is sent from the plant. And yeah, I thought I mentioned would mention that.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions or comments? No, seeing none. I guess I will accept a motion. Do we have to accept the operating and capital budgets separately, or can it all be done at once?
At once. Yeah, all at once. And you're accepting it and sending it under the corporation structure. It has to go back to Diamond Valley and Foothills County for acceptance by the councils. So a motion to accept and forward to the municipalities for consideration.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone care to make that motion?
I would give you that motion to send this back to our respective councils.
Great, okay, thank you. Any further comment? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Are there any objections? Anyone opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. Let me find my agenda again here.
Councillor Bain, or
Ron?
Director
Yeah.
Bain, I did have one actual question that I forgot on my list. It's just a general one between capital and operating. We have maintenance expenses in the operating budget, and then obviously capital purchases. What's our dollar limit, like the difference between what gets classified as a maintenance item versus a capital purchase? Is there, I'm assuming there's a, like if it's $5,000 and above, it's capital, or 5,000 below, or something like that.
Yeah, through the chair to the director, yes, there is, it's 5,000 above, and also anything that has a useful life of more than 1 year. If it's just a replacement or just fixing something, that goes into the maintenance budget. But if it's an equipment or something that we're purchasing that has more than one year useful life and it's above 5,000, that goes into the capital expenditures.
All right. So just to clarify, you said if it's just a replacement of something, like if we have a pump that's over 5,000, and it breaks and we replace it, that's still, even though we had one.
Sorry, no. If it's just to fix something that is broken, then that's a repairs and maintenance. That's just normal wear and tear. But if it's to purchase an equipment or a pump that is about 5,000, that's a capital item. Although we we go through pumps a lot too, so
Mhm.
it can go either way sometimes.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Just a word of warning, I suppose. I tend to move things along fairly quickly. So if I do go a little bit too quickly for you, please step in.
I did
Next
just have a
item.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
I did just have a question. Just out of curiosity, this through the chair to anybody, how do the water rates for Diamond Valley and Millerville compared to, say, Calgary, Okotoks? Like, I'm just curious.
Well, I have taken a look at that, and it's the rates that the municipality decides to charge to its residents have a lot of different factors involved in it. So it's not always easy to compare. So some municipalities have, we'll call it a basic fee. And ours are bi-monthly, every 2 months. And Diamond Valley's is every 2 months. So the basic fee, as an example, in Diamond Valley is a lot lower than the basic fee in Foothills. But the per cubic meter charge in Diamond Valley is higher than the Foothills per cubic meter charge. So municipalities will use a higher rate per cubic meter to try and instill conservation into their residents, and others don't. But so there, like I say, it's not easy to figure out. The other, it's economy of scale. If you look at Calgary, that has, well, let's say 1 million customers, and you spread over that 1 million customers, sometimes you can have a lower cost per cubic meter.
Thank you.
So anyway, I've been looking at these rates. My river is very low compared to everybody else, but they have Cargill. So yeah.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that for us, just for background for Director Kendall, there has been a portion of our total water costs that has been subsidized by our property taxes. So we've been on a few years working slowly to move that over so that our utility rates reflect the entire cost of delivering water services. We're getting close. We're a couple more years away from that, so that the bills are entirely reflective of that. Another big thing is how much money that we're putting away into reserves to replace infrastructure in the future, and that totally differs between communities. Our distribution system is at least what we're spending on water here, we're spending also on our distribution system throughout the year, right? So water is very expensive. So.
And vital. Any other questions, comments? We'll move on to the round table, item 7. Go ahead, Harry.
Give the board a update on the direct intake project. So the previous board had authorized engineering with respect to the possible construction of a direct intake in the Sheep River versus the intake that we have today that is temporary in nature. I just see, is the pump running today?
Yes, it is running today. It's actually doing pretty well.
Okay, so the temporary intake is still being very helpful. But the engineers are working through the process of getting ready to apply both to the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, also public lands, and to Alberta Environment. So I haven't seen any reports lately, and I don't expect I'll see anything until the new year. But as they provide information, that will be forwarded to the board. So MPE is the main company we're dealing with on this, and Boreal is the sub-consultant that's dealing with the more technical side of hydrology and the rest.
Great, thank you. I have a question about the website. It still has Turner Valley and Black Diamond separate in who we are and what we do. There's also a couple of other things on the website. I wonder if we can expect to see that updated sometime in the future.
I'll look to Garrity.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the legislative department does look after that website, and we can definitely take a look. My apologies, I was on there this morning and did not notice that. I posted the meetings and the agenda on that site, but we can definitely take a look.
Great. Thank you. Do we have terms of reference? And if so, where can I find them? Same thing with bylaws, the founding documents, things like that?
Certainly, you know, there's the bylaws of the corporation, and we can dig those out and supply them to you. There's a number of agreements, and one an agreement that's up for renewal is a water supply agreement, and that was a matter the lawyers have supplied us with a draft, and I'm just working through that. That's agreement between SRRUC, Diamond Valley, and Foothills with respect to water supply. So yeah, there is a lot of paperwork, and we'll have to dig that out for you. I'm not sure we have it in a digital form, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah, it's not a hurry. I wasn't sure if I was just looking in the wrong place or not, but I would like to review those eventually.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments on the roundtable?
The only last thing I would mention, and you could get contacted, unlikely, but it could happen. We will have to register now that we have a chair and a vice chair. We'll have to register the new board members with Corporate Services Alberta. And that has to be done on an annual basis anyway. And then once we have the annual general meeting, and we have to supply them with the information to show that we're doing the required paperwork.
Okay, thank you. Anything further? If not, if Garrity, you could remind us when the next meeting and annual general meeting is?
Through the chair, the annual general meeting will be held January 20th at 6 p.m. in the Diamond Valley Chambers and Administration. That is correct. We had to change it to the 27th.
Yeah.
To another meeting. So the annual general meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 27th at 6 p.m. in the Diamond Valley Chambers.
Okay, and then the regular meeting will follow. If there are no further comments, questions, observations, jokes, then I will adjourn the meeting.
Just
Oh,
one
sorry,
more
go.
thing. Just one more thing, Ted, regarding the tours, how are we gonna, do we all need to go together, or would it be okay if, I just have a super busy juggling schedule. Would it be okay if we just try to, I have Director Holiday's contact, but I don't have yours. Is it just the three of us that want to go on the tour?
I think that we were going to try and open it up to anyone from each council that wanted to go.
If I may, Mr.
I think we
Chair.
should set the date that works for us that on it, and then let other people know that that is a date. I wouldn't try and work around everybody's schedule. And I think Longview want to come. So I think just the 4 or 5 of us. So
Yes, if I may, Mr. Chair, that is correct. The
Okay.
Longview rep did comment in the chat that she also would be interested in attending the tour.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so administration will sort out a date and then we'll figure it out from there.
We could, if as Director Holliday had suggested, perhaps we can look for a date and time with the members present here, and then otherwise we could do a doodle poll if that would work as well, and suggest some dates, and everybody can indicate whether they're available or not.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chair, administration could help with a doodle poll as needed. I would recommend waiting a couple weeks until the new year until we send that, because
Yeah.
in speaking for Foothills County, we have not sent out all the calendar invites for our councils, boards, and committees yet, or to the members as of yet. So if we could have at least a couple weeks into the new year before we do that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Okay, 2.5 weeks. Well, maybe 3. Anything else? No, in that case, I will adjourn the meeting at 11:23. Thank you very much to everyone for attending.